Good morning students and welcome for online teaching learning program for the academic year 2020-2021 due to pandemic COVID-19. Students, let us start with our history civics period. Students, in our yesterday's period we have already started with the revision of first lesson. In today's period also we are going to continue with revision. Today we will be completing the revision of first lesson. Okay, students, whatever you are getting, whatever question bank you are getting, please try to solve that. Please read the lesson. Okay, reading is only the best way to get the answers. The paragraphs are given to you, paragraph wise questions are given to you. You will get the answers of that question in that very paragraph only. Okay, some extra questions will be given at the end of this lesson. Okay, it is not that the questions are given in the form of filling the blanks. They can be asked in a form of true or false. They can be asked in the form of one sentence, complete the sentence, find the odd man out. In any form they can be asked, but they will be objective questions only. Along with the question bank of which is given in this period, you also have to revise the objectives which are there in your workbooks. Okay, please take a note of it. All the objectives which are there in answer in one sentence is there, that also you will have to study. You need not worry of a brief answers or short notes. You only pay your attention on the revision what is given to you, as well as all the objectives in your workbook. Okay, so let us proceed with our period. Okay students, the chapter first, the Indian subcontinent and history. Students, we will start from where we have left yesterday. We have completed 1.2 geographical features of India. Okay, we were supposed to start with the important regions of India. So we will proceed with that. You all know that the six important regions of India: the Himalayas, the plains of Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra rivers, the Thar Desert, the Deccan Plateau, the coastal regions, and the islands in the sea. So one by one we will proceed. Okay, so let us proceed. Okay, let us start with the first important region of India, that is Himalaya. Okay, students, I request you, please read along with me. The Hindu Kush and Himalaya ranges have created an impenetrable wall on the northern side of the Indian subcontinent. This wall has separated Indian subcontinent from the desert of Central Asia. However, there is a land route through Khyber and Bolan passes in Hindu Kush mountains. This route was connected to an ancient trade route. The trade route from China passed through Central Asia and reached Arabia. It is known as Silk Route or Silk Road because silk was the main commodity exported to Western countries using this road. The route through the passes was used by many foreign invaders to enter ancient India. Many foreign travelers also came to India by this route. Now students, this is your paragraph. Many questions can be asked. Okay, the dash and dash ranges have created an impenetrable wall on the northern side of the Indian subcontinent. The answer can be Hindu Kush and Himalaya ranges. Yeah students, those who want to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot so we can proceed further. The first questions on the topic Himalaya, on the paragraph Himalaya. The dash and dash ranges have created an impenetrable wall on the northern side of the Indian subcontinent. The wall created by Himalayas and Hindu Kush has separated the Indian subcontinent from the desert of Dash. There is a land route through Dash and Dash passes in the Hindu Kush mountain. This route has connected to ancient trade route. The trade route from China passed through Central Asia and reached Dash. Okay, I hope student you have taken a screenshot. Can we proceed further? Okay. Now these are the remaining fill in the blanks on topic Himalaya, on the paragraph Himalaya. The first one, it is known as Silk Route or Silk Road because Dash was the main commodity exported to the western countries using this road. Okay, students, please take a screenshot. Fifth one, the Dash route through the passes was used by many foreign invaders to enter ancient India. The answer will be Silk Route. Okay, this was only the route which was used by many foreign invaders to enter ancient India. Many foreign travelers also came to India by Dash route. It is a Silk Route. The ancient trade route from China was known as Dash. It is also Silk Route. Okay, I hope you have taken a screenshot. So let us proceed further. Okay, let us move to our next paragraph. It is the plains of Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra. What is our next paragraph about? The plains of Sindhu, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Students, please read along with me. Okay, this region consists of the basins of three big rivers, Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra and their tributaries. This region extends from Sindh, Punjab in the west to the present day Bangladesh in the east. It was in this region the earliest Indian civilization of Harappa and later states and empires of ancient India emerged. Okay, now students, let us see what are the questions which can be asked on this paragraph. Yeah, students, we have only two questions. Okay, the plains of Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra extends from Sindh, Punjab in the west to present day Dash in the east. Okay, Bangladesh. Then the Dash is the earliest Indian civilization. Which is earliest Indian civilization? It is Harappan civilization. Okay, students, I hope you have taken a screenshot. So let us proceed further. I will be waiting for 1 minute. Okay. Okay, let us see our third topic. It is the Thar Desert. Please students, read along with me. The Thar Desert spreads across Rajasthan, Haryana and some parts of Gujarat. A part of Thar Desert lies in today's Pakistan. The desert has Satluj River to its north, the Aravalli mountain ranges to its east, the Rann of Kutch to its south and the Indus River to its west. The Ghadar River that originates in Himachal Pradesh reaches the Thar Desert. It is known as Harka in Pakistan. Its course in Rajasthan and Pakistan has now dried up. Many sites of Harappan civilization are situated along the now dry course of the river. I hope students you have read the paragraph. Let us see which type of questions can come on this paragraph. Okay students, those who want to take a screenshot, they can take a screenshot. The first fill in the blanks, the Thar desert spreads across dash Haryana and some parts of Gujarat. Second one, a part of the dash desert lies in today's Pakistan. It is Thar desert. The Thar desert has the dash river to its north. The dash mountain ranges is to the east of Thar desert. I hope students you have taken a screenshot. Okay, you will get all these answers in the one paragraph only, so there is no need of searching here and there. If you read the paragraph properly, you will get all the answers. Okay, let us proceed further. Okay, these are some other filling the blanks which can be asked on this topic, the Thar desert. Students, those who want to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot by the time I read. The fifth one, the dash is to the south of the Thar desert. Sixth one, the dash river to the west of Thar desert. Dash river is to the west of Thar desert. The dash river originates in Himachal Pradesh, reaches the Thar desert. The Ghaggar river is known as dash in Pakistan. The sites of dash civilization are situated along the course of river Ghaggar. Okay, I hope students you have taken a screenshot. Can we proceed further? Our next point is the Deccan Plateau. Students, please read along with me. The region between the east and the west coast of India tapers off to the south. This region has the Arabian Sea to its west, the Indian Ocean to its south, and the Bay of Bengal to its east. A region thus bound by sea on three sides is called peninsula. A major part of Indian peninsula is occupied by Deccan Plateau. The mountain ranges of Vindhya Satpura are located to the north of the Deccan Plateau. The Sahyadri mountain ranges are to its west. They are also known as Western Ghats. To the west of Sahyadri is the coastal region of Konkan and Malabar. The mountains on the eastern side of Deccan Plateau are known as Eastern Ghats. Deccan Plateau has fertile land where many post-Harappan agrarian cultures flourished. Deccan Plateau was a part of the Maurya Empire, the largest in ancient India. After the decline of Maurya Empire, too, the several other kingdoms and smaller empires continued to flourish in this region. Okay, we have read this paragraph. Now, let us see what are the questions which can be asked on this paragraph. Students, if you want to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot. Okay, by the time I read the question, the region between the dash and the dash coast of India tapers off to the south. A region bound by the sea on three sides is called dash. A major part of Indian peninsula is occupied by the dash. The mountain ranges of Vindhya and dash are located to the north of Deccan Plateau. The dash mountain ranges are to the west of Deccan Plateau. I hope students you have taken a screenshot. Now students, these are some other questions. Okay. Sixth one, the dash and dash mountain ranges are known as Western Ghats. To the west of the dash is the coastal region of Konkan and Malabar. The mountain on the eastern side of Deccan Plateau is known as Dash. Dash Plateau has fertile land where post-Harappan agrarian cultures flourished. Dash Plateau was a part of Mauryan Empire, the largest in the ancient India. And the 10th one, after the decline of Dash Empire, several other kingdoms and the smaller empires continued to flourish in the region. Okay. I hope you have taken a screenshot. Okay, let us proceed further. Okay, our next topic is the coastal regions. Please students read along with me. From the time of the Harappan civilization, ancient India had trade relations with the western countries. This trade was carried on by sea. Therefore, India had developed contact and interaction with foreign cultures and the people at the seaport. Later on, land routes came to be used for trade and transport, but the importance of sea route did not diminish. Okay, I hope you have read the paragraph. Okay, let us proceed further and see the questions on this topic. Okay, let us see the questions. Students, if you want to take a screenshot, please take a screenshot. From the time of the Dash civilization, ancient India had trade relations with the western countries. Second one, the ancient India trade with western countries was carried out by the Dash. In ancient India, trade with western countries was carried on by the Dash. Okay, I hope you have taken a screenshot. Let us proceed further. Okay, our next topic is the islands in the sea. Andaman and Nicobar are the islands in the Bay of Bengal. Lakshadweep is a group of Indian islands in the Arabian Sea. The location of this island may have been very important in ancient trade. The manuscript Periplus of the Erythraean Sea or the Handbook of Red Sea make a mention of Indian island. It has been written by unknown Greek sailor. Okay, we have read the paragraph. Let us see what are the questions on this topic. Our next topic is the Indian subcontinent. This is the last paragraph of your lesson. Okay, the Indian subcontinent. Please students read along with me. The cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro are in today's Pakistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and India together form the region known as South Asia. Considering expanse and significance of India in this region, it is known as Indian subcontinent. The Harappan civilization has spread mainly in northwestern part of the India. China, Myanmar are our neighboring countries and not part of South Asia or the Indian subcontinent. However, they had cultural and trade relation with ancient India. They have important place in study of ancient Indian history. Okay students, you have read the paragraph. Let us see what questions are there on this paragraph. The Indian subcontinents. Now students, let us see what are the questions on this topic. First, the cities of Dash and Mohenjo-daro are in today's Pakistan. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Dash, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and India together form the region of South Asia. Considering the expanse and significance of Dash in this region, it is known as Indian subcontinent. The Dash civilization had spread mainly in the western part of the Indian subcontinent. Dash and Dash, neighboring country of India, are not part of South Asia or Indian subcontinent. Okay students, I hope you have taken a screenshot. Let us stop. Okay, with this we come to end of your first lesson revision. Okay students, in our next period we will start with the second lesson. Students, thank you. Stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Okay, please try to read the lesson and get the answers of whatever questions are given to you. Here the questions are given to you only in form of filling the blanks. They can be asked in any pattern. Okay.